So as I explained before, the details are pretty much the same. The way we use our elbows, the way we grip this sleeve, the way our hips are conducing our body weight around. And here, one thing that you guys should always pay attention is getting this position is pretty easy. But if you guys don't have the secondary hand as shallow lasso, we're not working with this hook on the back. So if I just have this setup and my secondary hand is missing something, like I feel I'm not gripping anything else, so I'm still having a solid connection because half of my opponent's upper body is in control. So in the other hand, if I play shallow lasso, I feel more freedom to move myself around, find transitions to different guards, and possibly be more effective creating momentum for sweeps. If my secondary hand is not gripping anything, it's going to be very, very easy for my partner to move around, posture up, back out, do whatever, because I don't have this hook all the way to the back. If Ethan just walks away, it's going to be kind of hard for me to maintain position. So that is why when we are playing shallow lasso, it's almost impossible to deny a secondary grip. Like you guys should be able to create this connection where I have right now pants control and my lasso. I'm still looking to my hand, the same detail that I explained before. My thumb is up, right? So, and I'm stepping on his shoulder. If he tries back out and I have two grips, even if he postures up, now I'm gonna be stuck because he's not moving away. So I can use my hips as well while he's posturing up to decrease the pressure on my hand, and I'm gonna be fine. If he tries to break this grip on his hand, because my hand is supported by my thigh, so I'm supporting my hand on my thigh, so I'm gonna be pretty tight, and it's not gonna be a big deal for me to play from this position. So the way I use my foot is the side of my foot against his shoulder. I'm not stepping on his biceps. Can you turn just a little bit? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not biceps. I'm not stepping on his shoulder like here. I'm just placing the side of my foot. Why? Because the more wide my knees are and the more against my chest they are, the heavier I'm gonna be on the ground because my hips are gonna be flat. If I'm stepping on his shoulder like here, shoulder and chest, and my hips naturally gonna come up and I'm not gonna have too much traction on my leg. So my goal here is to step the side of my foot so I can have my knee out, and once I make grips, I can pretty much keep my knee against my chest but pointing out. If Ethan tries to move around, walk side to side, it's not going to be hard for me move my hip around because my knee is pointing out and I have the side of my foot here. If he tries to apply pressure on me and be like kind of smash me, it's going to be very natural to maintain this position. My knee is out, so at some point my leg is going to block his action of applying pressure and I can stay here for longer. If I had my leg pressing his shoulder like here, shoulder chest, if he applies pressure, I need to maintain my leg, right, in place. So it's pretty much same action as when we are at the gym, like pressing. So once my foot is sideways, if he applies pressure on me, it's pretty easy to maintain this guard. It's not about having flexibility or mobility. Naturally, everybody will do that. So the knee points out, and if he drops his body weight on me, I'm gonna be very comfortable here. I can stay for a long time. And then later on the way, once you guys learn how to place the second foot on the shoulder to be the effective foot on the guard, where you guys are gonna be very annoying, kick your opponent around, it's gonna be pretty easy once he drops his body weight. I'm gonna be in a very good spot. I'm gonna be flat still, and I can play this guard for a long period of time. So the sleeve control is still the same, right? So we have this part of my hand resting on my thigh, my elbow against my body, and we're gonna be in a good spot. The way I step on the shoulder is the side of my foot, and I find a very comfortable spot here to step on the deltoid. It's not gonna be hard for you guys to find here. I'm not pressing his neck, I'm not stepping on his shoulder. I'm just placing the side of my foot in his deltoid, like when it's like separation, we have chest and shoulder. And then this hand, as I explained before, is very, very important. You guys need to create connection. So if my hand is just floating around, the more he backs out and move around, the harder it's going to be for me to maintain because I cannot follow him with my hips. So my job here is always place a hand, cross sleeve, cross collar, same side collar, sleeve control, pants control. No matter the setup you guys use, it's always going to be a very strong connection to give support to your hand on the shallow lasso, right? So if Ethan moves around now, So it's not gonna be hard for me. Keep everything against my chest, knee out. Things against my chest, I mean like the action of bending my leg. One is out, another one is in, and we can hang around here, move our hips around. No matter which side you walk, just walk a little bit. Yeah. I can always readjust my body by moving my hips around instead of like using my legs to leg press him. This is a mistake that a lot of people do when they play shallow. Also, they lasso depending on the way you guys are, where you guys are facing the match. So people, they believe the more they extend and pull things against their body, the more pressure they have. Lasso is all about bringing things in. The more his posture is against, the more his posture is closer to me, the more his body weight is pretty much coming to above my hips, the easier it's gonna be to find sweeps, right? And this is what we should be doing. We should rest, bring things in, and then chill with any type of grip. So the more separation he has, the more he walks away, the more my legs extended, the worse for me. So lasso, it's not about create tension on your body, it's about pulling things in and relaxing. The more you guys relax on bottom, the more you guys make your opponent carry your body weight, the better, right? So key element here, hand, thumb up, we learned that, elbow as close as we get to the body. So when I'm stepping the shoulder, the side of my foot is not flat, it's sideways like here, so I'm not pushing him away. I'm keeping everything inside, my knees coming pretty much against my chest, but pointing out the other one is coming in. Doesn't matter if it's hip, if you're stepping on the leg, or if you're stepping the shoulder, things has to be close to your chest. And then we're gonna make the second connection, the hand, which is very, very important. So the more he walks around, the more I'm gonna be able to follow him around, moving my hip as well. So the way we move the hips is also very, very important. So I'm not trying to use my legs to catch him, I'm trying to use my hips to catch him. The more he applies pressure, before I move away, I'm moving myself by shaking my body, hipscaping. If he walks backwards and I want to follow him, I'm also adjusting my hips, bring things up and down. So if I try to follow him with my legs, I'm always gonna fail. So you guys should keep in mind that the way I'm adjusting my hips, no matter if it's forward or backwards or sideways, if he walks to the side. So I'm always adjusting my hips immediately while he's walking. I'm always bringing hip up and down to replace myself in a good spot, right? So you guys always should do that as well in order to be a good shallow lasso guard. So the setups on the body, they're pretty much the same as I said. Thumb up, elbow against the body, hand is resting on the leg. You guys should develop this skill of always, once gripping this sleeve, pull things in. So if the elbow is inside your body like here, everything is tight, it's going to be pretty easy to maintain this grip. Shallow lasso specifically, you guys need to grab a collar, cross collar, sleeve, or pants to get a little bit more support. Deep lasso, the secondary hand is very, very important, but you guys can just play around with your lasso itself because you guys are going to have the hook in the back. The grip plays on the same way. And the hips, they gotta be moving. You guys gotta be following your opponent. If he walks away, you guys follow. If your opponent applies pressure on you, guys always readjust the hips in a way where you guys are decreasing the pressure is coming after you guys. And the way you guys use your legs, you guys should keep in mind that never extending, never pushing your opponent away, always pulling him in. So the more the knees are against the chest, the easier it is, because they're gonna be working above your hips. If they're above your hips, you guys are strong. So if I extend my legs, as I just gave this example, if I extend my legs like here, so he's gonna be there, super far away from my hips. If I bring my knees against my chest, or at least I maintain this position where my knees are close to my chest, that is where his hips are. Of course, there's still a chance of my opponents, they drop knees on the mats, they sprawl away, do weird things, but still, this is my priority. Keep things tight. So my knees are in. Deep lasso, we have both knees against the chest. Shallow lasso, we have one knee pointing out, and we can handle pressure very well. It's pretty good. The pressure we're going to be handling, if we have some solid connection from bottom, it's not as worse as the pressure your partner will be handling, because they need to carry your body weight around in order to pass a lasso guard, and that is why any setup you use, either deep or either shallow lasso, it's so uncomfortable to deal in real life, because you need to move the body weight together. either going side to side, backwards or forward, there's always some tension on the grips. There's always a human body hanging on your kimono. And yeah, pretty much that. As you guys probably noticed, we have very similar setups in both guards. The main difference is the way we play with our leg on the shoulder, and we're gonna see right now different ways of taking advantage from those two setups. So from positions that I'm playing lasso, like so, no matter which lasso I'm playing, if I try shoot arm bars, get with my knee behind the shoulder and finish him from here, you guys can see I'm not isolating the shoulder. This capital, omoplata, everything's moving around, so it's going to be pretty hard to find a breaking point here. That is why I don't believe in arm bars. But on the other hand, if we just repeat all this process that we know, no matter if it's standing in stage 1, right, you guys know what to do, or the knee on the ground, you guys can drill both ways, the landing is the same. So I'm going to get here, my sweep, wait a sec, and in this moment, what's the right reaction for James? Face me back and pop up, yeah, and hold my legs. This is what he wants to do, move back. So if he's doing a wrong reaction, he's probably going to be turning out. So what do? I hold his wrist, and my job is going to be pretty easy. Just turn a little bit. My job is going to be pretty easy. I just need to connect my knees, right? So this is how I want to finish the situation. I want to lock his elbow, and then by holding his wrist with my both hands, I can always break his elbow, right? So if I have my knees pointing up, no matter if I have the elbow here, it's going to be pretty hard to find a breaking point. He's probably going to keep spinning, finding his way off, moving away from this technique. Yeah. But if I have my both knees pointing to the hips, I have a very solid breaking point. So armbar, mostly we're going to be pointing knees towards the head or towards the hips, and here is not different. So even from turtle, by having my both knees pointing towards James' hips, I'm going to be able to get the finish. So this is a reaction based submission. That is the other mats. You can do that as well. So that is why I'm not setting up an arm bar from here. I'm mostly just following him by a wrong reaction. So we find this way. So from here, what I do, if I feel he's turning out, I just close the gap, following him, and gripping his wrist with my second hand. Now I just replace my hand from the sleeve to the wrist and hand as well. Look at how I'm holding both things like here, and I have both knees pointing there. If you guys want to lock figure 4, like I'm doing over here, you guys can also do that. But every time you guys are back heeling, bringing knees against the chest, and the way I'm doing here, I have back heel action, knees against my chest, the breaking point is pretty strong. So my job is not going to be push his hand up like so. My job is going to be use my top knee to finish. The more I bring this knee closer to the mats, the more pressure I'm going to have behind his elbow. And as I'm isolating his shoulder by stepping on the back of his shoulder, as you guys can see, my feet are working over there. So it's going to be pretty tight. I just need to start pointing my knee down, using my hips to apply pressure, and then my hand is pushing towards the opposite direction. So you're going to have a very solid break. And of course, you guys are competing, you can always step, bro, don't break your arm. Okay? And if we see people moving around, rolling over the shoulder, to escape, you guys just move your legs back into a different type of armbar, and we can always get different types of finish as well and be happy.